Looking for a beach town that's not too expensive but still has things to do? Fort Walton Beach might be just what you're looking for.
It's where you'll get a little bit of everything. Beach life, a little bit of city, and a community that feels like home.
Today we're rating it in 5 categories so you can see if Fort Walton Beach is the right fit for you.
Welcome to Talk of the Towns, where we rate different cities across Northwest Florida to help you figure out the best fit for your lifestyle. We're the Sumners, a married couple in real estate who help families find home on the Emerald Coast.
Affordability in Fort Walton gets a rating of 7 out of 10. Whether you're looking for budget-friendly or beachfront, you can find a little bit of both here.
If you're wondering how much it costs to live in Fort Walton Beach, you should know that the average home price here is right around $400,000, based on 2024 and 2025 home sales. The median household income is about $67,000 based on a 2023 census. So for local families, that can feel like a little bit of a stretch, but for anyone moving in from a higher cost of living area, $400,000 for a single family home near the beach can feel like a great steal. And the rental market is strong here too. The average cost of an apartment is about $1,600 according to Zillow, and if you're looking at all rental property types, it's closer to around $1,850. Fort Walton has a variety of housing. You've got affordable pockets, older homes with character, higher end neighborhoods, and then on Okaloosa Island, you can even find Gulf View condos. They're pricier, but still often cheaper than something similar in Destin. When you're discussing cost, you should probably also consider the property taxes and insurance. While Florida has no state income tax, which is a big bonus, keep in mind that property insurance has been rising statewide. Flood zones and windstorm coverage can add costs, especially if you're buying closer to the water, so make sure you're budgeting appropriately. Comparing to prices in the nearby towns, homes in Mariester are generally cheaper, as well as Navarre, while Shalimar, Niceville, and Destin can run more expensive. So if you want Fort Walton's convenience but can't stretch your budget, maybe consider Mariester. Or if you want something that's a little bit more upscale, maybe look at Shalimar. So overall, 7 out of 10 feels right for affordability in Fort Walton Beach. It's not the cheapest town on the coast, but it's not the most expensive either. And for a lot of families, especially those moving from higher cost areas, it feels like a really good deal for what you can get.
We give the beaches 8 out of 10. Just across Brooks Bridge are multiple beach access points and the pier.
Technically, Fort Walton Beach isn't directly on the Gulf. You have to cross the Brooks Bridge to get to Okaloosa Island. And the bridge can definitely get congested, especially on weekends or peak tourist season. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to factor in if you're planning quick trips to the beach. Here on the island, you've got a dozen public access points and the pier. You'll see people fishing, walking, and enjoying the views. The Okaloosa Island Boardwalk is a fun spot as well. It has restaurants, shops, volleyball nets, and even seasonal events throughout the year. If you want the classic beach day with food and entertainment right at your feet, it's perfect. Now in terms of atmosphere, Fort Walton Beach falls between Destin and Navarre. They're not as tourist heavy as Destin, but definitely busier than Navarre. So if you want a little bit of energy without feeling overcrowded, this strikes a nice balance. So overall, Fort Walton beaches are beautiful, convenient, and lively. Just expect a little traffic and some parking competition. That's why we landed with an 8 out of 10.
For shopping, Fort Walton Beach gets a 6 out of 10. It has more than the smaller towns nearby, but not quite big city options yet.
In town, we have places like Ross, Kohl's, and TJ Maxx for shopping. There's also Sam's Club, Walmart, and Aldi's for groceries, plus some smaller boutiques if you want something more unique, both for clothing or groceries. So Fort Walton will give you the basics, but it's not a shopping destination by any means. Dining though, that's where Fort Walton gets a better rating. We honestly give it the 8 out of 10 because you have everything from seafood shacks on the water to international spots like Vietnamese, Indian, Thai, and even a Peruvian spot. And of course, there are plenty of the American staples with steakhouses, pizza places, and we have all the favorite chain restaurants. So if you want comfort food or something familiar, you'll find it. So overall, shopping is solid here, but it's limited compared to some bigger cities like Pensacola or Destin. Dining can be a big plus if you're comparing it to smaller areas. It has lots of variety, it's expanding quickly, and it's a mix of local gyms and familiar chains. Together, we feel like they balance out to a lifestyle that's convenient and enjoyable without feeling overly touristy like you might get in those more populated areas.
Commute is a little bit controversial, but we give it a 9 out of 10. We are close to all the bases, stores, and restaurants, but the traffic can get a little bit backed up in a couple streets.
This is about as good as it gets if you're military and moving to Fort Walton Beach. You're just a few minutes from Hurlburt Field, maybe 15 to 20 minutes from Eglin Air Force Base, and 20 to 25 minutes to 7th Special Forces Group compound. That makes Fort Walton central for a lot of military families. These drive times are something we really appreciate, especially for families who don't want to lose hours of their day in traffic. Now, it's not perfect. Highway 98 can get congested, especially around Herbert Field. The good news is there's ongoing construction projects to improve the flow of traffic throughout the congested areas. But during peak hours, you can expect stop-and-go traffic. Jobs are another factor. Fort Walton Beach isn't a huge city, so a lot of people commute to Destin, Niceville, or even further for work. And during peak season, that drive to Destin can easily double in time. A 15-minute drive can turn into a 30-40 minute drive in the summer. That's why we're realistic about commute times. If you're working in Destin and living in Fort Walton Beach, you'll need to budget for traffic on 98. It's not always fun, but for many people, the trade-off for longer drive times and more affordable housing is worth it. So overall, we think Fort Walton's commute situation is a huge strength. It's central, close to multiple bases, and while traffic can get heavy in some areas, it's manageable compared to other towns. That's why we landed with a 9 out of 10.
Fort Walton Beach is perfect if you're looking for balance. It's close to the bases, close to the beach, and has all of your essentials right in town.
It offers plenty of dining and shopping, plus the Emerald Coast lifestyle people move here for, without feeling overly touristy. If you're thinking about moving to Fort Walton Beach or just want to check out the area to see if it's the right fit for you, just let us know. We'll help you out.